This is an antibody. Well, I'll draw a simple picture first. This is an antibody. 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 It has another name. It's also known as an immunoglobulin. Immunoglobulin. And as you can see, it is a Y-shaped protein. Well, you can't see it's a protein, but I'm telling you, it's a protein, and it's shaped like a Y. And it comes from someplace. Who is the mommy of these proteins, these Y-shaped proteins that are immunoglobulins? B cells. B cells make these guys. So B cells are the mummies. Mom equals the B cells. They make these guys. And they're used by the immune system. The immune system uses these guys. So the immune system uses these guys a lot. Why? As spotters. They see the bad guys. They spot out bad guys. Bad guys. Who are the bad guys? Viruses. Bacteria. You know, the guys that look at us like we're lunch. The bad guys. So, what do the antibodies do to the bad guys? And how do they know they're bad guys? Well, bad guys, let's draw a bad guy, have a part of their cell structure, I'll make this look funny, called that funny protrusion there, and it's called an antigen. Antigen. It's like a big nose. They got a big nose on them. And these guys, the antibodies with the Y shapes, they recognize these antigens. So the antibodies will spots, the antibody spots the antigen, and IDs him as a bad guy. Wow, that's pretty good. Now, what does he now do to him? So now it's fight time. Let's kill him. So that's what they do. They kill things all the time. You gotta love those antibodies. Well, anyway, the antibody was like a gang member. He sees someone from another gang. He pulls out a knife and lets him have it. Stabs him. Oh, no. Antibodies got knives, too. Well, it's sort of a knife. It's called a paratope. What? Yeah, the antibodies have... let me try and draw an antibody this way. And like that. And like this. Not very good, but on the tip of the antibody is one of these. You've seen these before. It looks like a lock. And locks have places for keys. And, okay, it's an analogy, but yeah. And these locks are called paratopes. Paratopes. And who are we looking at again? The good guy, the antibody. Antibody. So the good guys, the antibody, they've got these locks on the very tip of the Y structures. And what do they do with these locks, these paratopes? Well, what does a lock do in life? Locks look for keys. Look for keys to fit with. That's what they do. So this guy is looking for a key. Where is this key the paratope is going to be looking for? Well, he's draw the antibody this way. Here's the antigen. Well, on the tip of the antigen, guess what? There he is, the key. And let's call this guy the epitope. So this antibody has on the tip of the Y structure something called a paratope, which is like a lock. And on the bad guy, you've got this antigen, AG, and on the tip of the antigen is something called an epitope, a key. And what happens is the two structures come together. And when they come together, they bind. So the lock binds to the key. Wow. And what he does is he tags him. Whoa. The lock binds to the key and thusly tags him. Or marks him for death. So somebody else comes along and sees Mr. Antibody bound to Mr. Bad Guy and says, "Ah, a bad guy. That's a marker. Kill him." Now, way two. What the antibody will do, will maybe bind to an important key on the virus, on the virus's antigen, on the bad guy's antigen. Now, if he binds onto an important guy, what would be an important guy? Well, like the guy's mouth. If you cover the mouth, the equivalent of the mouth. If you cover the mouth, he can't eat. What if you cover his nose? He can't breathe. Well, the equivalent of a nose, the equivalent of a mouth. You understand. Now, the part that's responsible for food intake is really what you should call the mouth. The food intake part, or the fluid intake part. Fluid, or if he can't intake fluids, he's going to die. And that's what this Y antibody does. The Y antibody, I should just abbreviate that AB. The Y antibody may cover an important, I spelled that bad, an important orifice, hole on the bad guy. It's a bad guy, and now he can't function. Who now dies? Huh? It's amazing. He does that? Yes, he does that. He blocks the part of the bad guy that's essential for it to survive. It could be like a mouth, his equivalent of a mouth, some intake port, or it could be the part that he uses for invading other cells. That part invading other cells part. And then he's useless. Well, the invading other cells part of the bad guy. And then he can't do anything. Mr. Useless. Bad guy. Wow. Okay, that's all I want to talk about today right now. Just a little bit at a time. This is George Boole saying bye-bye.